God created the world, but everything else is made in China. How did that happen?
Apple's reputation under fire, we're most interested in the people who build their complex gadgets one tiny piece at a time. As a whole, it's an incredibly complex process, but look at the individuals, and you see mostly teenagers from the countryside, 17, 18-year-olds far away from very poor homes.
Owned by a company called Foxconn, which manufactures electronics under contract for practically every major brand you can name, including Apple.
Foxconn is the biggest company you've never heard of. Foxconn makes over 50% of all the electronics in the world.
Fatigue and boredom are common in any factory, but this one is surrounded by suicide nets. They are everywhere. A horrifying reminder of 18 workers who jumped from the buildings here at Foxconn City in the past few years.
And a growing number of these workers are either killing themselves or trying to. Workers spend long hours on the assembly line, not only supplying parts for Apple, but also for tech giants Dell, Hewlett-Packard and Nokia, earning less than $300 a month.
Lakers star LeBron James criticized the decision by Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey to support Hong Kong protesters, support that jilted the profitable relationship between the NBA and China.
So many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. Yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too.
The NBA answers to Nike, and Nike answers to China. And if you notice, Sean, from LeBron James to Colin Kaepernick, who supports them? Nike. This whole thing is about Nike and being beholden to the Chinese market.
In 1973, Chase Manhattan was the first American bank to act as an agent of the Bank of China in the United States. 6 years before the two countries established formal diplomatic relations. Led by J.P. Morgan Chase, Wall Street has channeled huge amounts of money to the CCP over the past 40 years.
They now have the ability to influence American culture. Communist countries for 100 years have used the strategy of smearing the West, aka America, as being the racist demon of the planet.
The evolution of the superhero has meant the death of the movie star. And that's the fear now, because you're now making movies for 16-year-olds and China. And that's it. You think of some of your favorite movies growing up, those movies wouldn't get made today.
In order for an American film to crack the Chinese market, certain themes cannot be portrayed, certain products must be taken out, and certain speech must be limited. Hollywood is relying more and more on China to make profits on their movies. So that means our films are being written with China in mind. American audiences are being submitted to censorship.
We allowed China to be admitted to the World Trade Organization on December 11, 2001. China started cheating December 12th. President Trump has been the first president to really stand up to them.